Good morning, 7th grade. Today is Wednesday, November 4th. If you would please put that date and your first and last name and class on the top of page number 79. Today's lesson 15, linking verbs and predicate words. Today is actually a review of what we were talking about in our lesson where we were identifying the verb or the predicate that's in the sentence. And today we want to distinguish, we want to label the kind of verb that we are locating in the sentence. We've previously talked about action verbs, mental and physical. We talked about sentences that had verbs which were transitive because they had a direct object. Today we're going to be talking about linking verbs. And we have one major takeaway. I've highlighted it in pink, red words, and I've got an arrow going to it. This is our takeaway for today. If you consume this thought, you're going to understand and be able to distinguish and label the linking verb that's found in the sentence. If you can substitute the word is or are, sometimes am, if you can substitute is or are for the verb, or if the verb is or are, then it's going to be a linking verb. And that's my task for today. My task is to find the verb and tell whether or not the verb that I have found is linking. George Washington was a general. What is my verb? George Washington was. Could you say George Washington is a general? Yes. The linking verb is, was. Can I substitute is or are? Yes. The computer will be useful. The computer is useful. This is a linking verb. Now, these aren't all of them, but these are some of the common linking verbs that we see in sentences. And again, it depends upon the context. And that's why use this rule. Use this little tool. Can I substitute is or are? Again, usually if you can substitute is or are, the verb is going to be a linking verb. And as we're going to see in tomorrow's lesson, that's going to be a big deal because then my sentence won't have a direct object because linking verbs have something else. And we'll talk about this in part 2 of lesson 15 tomorrow. So today, let's simply focus on the verb. What is my verb? And is it a linking verb? On page number 79, I have 14 sentences. Let's look at the first 5. Now, I have highlighted the verbs that are found in each one of these sentences. Looks, is, plunges, lies, is, and lies again. Now, let's use my rule. Can I substitute is or are? Niagara Falls is breathtaking. It's a linking verb. I also notice that it's in my list of common linking verbs up above. I've made a blue mark to signify that it's going to be a linking verb. Niagara Falls is. Can I substitute is or are? Well, of course I can. It's the same word. Linking verb. The water plunges over a cliff in 2 separate waterfalls. The water is or are over a cliff? No. Plunges is not a linking verb. No check, no mark. The American Falls lies within the United States. The American Falls lies. This is not a linking verb. The American Falls is or are within the... No, it's not. No. The American Falls lies. This is, number 3, a regular verb. Its home state is New York. Can I substitute? Well, yes, it is the word is. Check. Linking verb. The Horseshoe Falls lies within Canada. Well, that's like this. It's the same one. No, it's not. So in my first 5 sentences, number 1 and number 4 are linking verbs. Linking verbs connect the subject to the rest of the sentence. They don't show action, physical or mental. Number 6, Ontario is its home province. Linking. 7, the Niagara River is the source of both these waterfalls. Linking. 8, the river becomes part of the border between the United States and Canada. The river is part of the border between the United States and Canada. Linking verb. It carries the overflow from 4 of the Great Lakes. It's not linking. This is an action verb. It is the overflow. No. 10. Niagara Falls is about halfway between Lake Erie and Lake Ontario. Again, it's the word is. It is a linking verb. 11. Goat Island separates the Horseshoe Falls and the America Falls. Goat Island is the Horseshoe Falls? No. This is not a linking verb. 13. 85% of the water flows over the Horseshoe Falls. 85% of the water is over the Horseshoe Falls? No, that is not. Number 14. The water supply seems unending. The water supply is unending. That is. I'm noticing here, I should have made this blue because it is. So 1, 4, 6, 7, 8, 10, and 14. These are linking verbs. My takeaway, what I want to be remembering, is you can usually substitute is or are to check to see if the word is a linking verb. It connects the subject with the word and the predicate that identifies or describes the subject. Next page, page number 80. Your name, your class, November 4th. Through sentence number 28. The ones I have marked in blue are linking verbs. Do you notice the words in orange? Moves, provides, formed, overflowed, flowed, gouged. Those aren't linking verbs. Those are verbs of action. Again, you wouldn't say the water is through hydroelectric power. The falls is electricity. The waterfalls is about, no. Lake Erie over, no. Notice the ones that are in the pinkish color. Is, are, is. Again, these are the words that we would even use to substitute to check. The actual word is, was. Again, was is the past tense. Is present. Is, am, are, was. This overflow is the Niagara River. The gorge is deep. The gorge is larger and larger over time. Again, these are called linking verbs. And in tomorrow's lesson, it's going to become even more apparent because we're going to connect what we're calling a linking verb to another part of the sentence that is going to be a noun or an adjective. Through number 38. It reaches about 7 miles. The whirlpool rapids begin, erodes. These are all verbs. Carved. And they're not linking verbs, they're action verbs, mental or physical. Exists, formed, cover, erodes, extend. The only one in sentences 29 through 38 that is a linking verb is number 35. The formation of such a cave is very interesting. And you will remember the word is matches with these words here, like feel, look, seem, number 35, seems. In these sentences, we have identified the verb, and we were distinguishing between those words that were action, mental, physical, and those that were linking. Because this lesson is somewhat long, we're going to divide it into two parts. And now that we have a little bit of an idea what a linking verb is, then tomorrow, Thursday, we're going to go into part number 2. And we're going to take a look at what is it exactly that the linking verb connects in the sentence. And we're going to be able to see the second part of the relationship between the subject, the linking verb, and the back of the sentence. Again, we've already completed our work for today. We'll continue with the second part of this lesson tomorrow, Thursday.